Hello and welcome along to episode 26 of A View from Section C. Larzo, quite a quick turnaround for us in the terms of shows, going
That's a half.
a couple of days in between two shows now.
I
Usually we've got
know.
a full week or at least 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but a quick turnaround. Are
Yeah.
you? Are you? Is your voice okay for it?
The voice is okay for it. The voice
Good.
is okay. Certainly looking forward to this one.
Yes.
This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we've been excited for the first two of our ex-player interviews.
Yeah.
Obviously two players from last season. But I think other than this person's agent, I think it's probably one of the only other Stars player that's really went on to much bigger and better things.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's an absolute coup for us and a privilege to
Yeah.
introduce none other than our number 19. It's Anthony Beauregard.
Hi,
Anthony, how you doing?
good, you?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much for coming along. It's good to see your face again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
So, we'll just get straight into it. Obviously, we were going to have Nick on today as well, but you guys are absolutely swamped just now with pre-season stuff. I saw your the pictures come up and videos on Rio's Instagram and his Facebook stories of the propulsion training camp last week.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's not bad. Last season I had, I think 1 month for off season, so it's a little bit different this year. I came back around May, I think. So I started to train around, I think the 10th of May, and it's
Mhm.
it's the life we have for hockey player during summer. I think if you want to be ready for a season, you
Yeah,
have to train hard. So
Yeah.
it's training every day. I try to go on the ice at least 2 times per week, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Because we noticed that when Nick was playing in Dundee, Nick was probably one of the most professional guys that we'd seen.
the
Um,
ultimate
you know,
professional.
ultimate professional. He was the first guy that I really seen after a hockey game. All the guys were in the locker room. They were changed. They were coming out. They've got beers in their hand, and Nick is still running up and down the stands. He went on a warm down, a real warm down.
Yeah,
Um, and it was something that I was really surprised to see, because we always seen the guys coming out of the locker really quickly, got the beers and up to the bar and relax. And you look around and Nick's running around the rink. He's up and down. He went in real professional mode. And that was probably, he was drafted by the Flyers. And you don't get drafted by the Flyers or any NHL team if
no.
you're not going to put
Yeah.
the effort in. So yeah, it was really strange for me seeing that with Nick. So I could imagine what it's going to be like at his development camps.
Yeah, exactly. He tried to teach us how to be a professional, and I think he is doing a great job with us.
Mhm.
If you want to play hockey for a long time, you have to take care of your body. Exactly, like Nick said, you have to you need to be ready for everything, and sometimes if you need to take a cool down or whatever after the game, it's always great. And
Yeah,
that's what I like from Nick is
Yeah.
just the a guy that tried to teach us how to be a professional, but at the same time how to be able to play hockey for a long time.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So looking at your career kind of so far, obviously you're in the QM JHL, and then went into Concordia in the youth sports of the year at Indy Fuel. That's my ECHL team, being a big Indiana sports fan. I think I said this to Hassie the other day as well. Big Indiana sports fan, so the Fuel is my ECHL following. But yeah, Concordia, obviously a big history with the Stars. We played them in actually I think it was mid-season.
yeah,
We played them in a friendly game in Dundee. I still keep in touch with Coach Elmont as well, and also Sonch. Phil Sanchez obviously playing for us last year and this year. But yeah, we've discussed it with Charlie about kind of stepping up from NCAA to ECHL, coming into the Elite League and stuff like that. Youth sports as well. Is that, what's the difference in standard? When you're going from youth sports, obviously you went into the AHL with Laval for 10 games. What's that step up like from youth sports?
I think it's just about playing with men. When you play university, you play with people not older than 26 or almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the big difference. You have some guys that they play a couple of games in the NHL or AHL too. So the game is faster for sure. Everybody is a little bit bigger, and for a little guy like me, it's just about to know how to play with those kind of people.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go in the corner with a 6'5" guy, you need to learn. You have to learn how to play. So I think that's the biggest difference. Yeah.
It's funny you mention you say the little guy, because Mr. Combs was telling us on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that was his nickname for you, was the little guy.
Yeah, I mean we met in Wichita, and I think the first day he came with us, it was just we have basically the same size, so every practice we try to hit the biggest guy on our team. So me and Charlie, that's where everything started. Almost, we tried to not to beat the biggest guy, but we tried to battle with those guys. And Charlie right now it's I saw that he's going somewhere else, but he's still one of my best buddy.
Yeah. Charlie's made the move to Denmark for this season.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a great move for him. It really is. For us, he lit the league up last season for us. He reminded me of yourself, the way the two of you guys play the game, as you say.
Yeah.
You've got the size. You the two of you are quite similar build. You play the game very, very similar, as you say. And I think maybe the difference for Charlie last year was Charlie had Kyle Haas behind him. So Kyle was able to look after Charlie every game.
Yeah, exactly.
So Charlie did Charlie things, shall we say.
You say that, he likes to pick on the biggest guy, and it's the guy, Matt Register. I don't know if you know him.
I played against him. Wichita,
Yeah, so Matt obviously played in Cardiff last season, and every game, Charlie would be the one that kind of pairs off with him if something kicks off on the ice. Yeah. And you're like, Charlie, look at the height.
Yeah. He said that was a Wichita Allen Americans thing.
Yeah, sometimes in we had some good time in Wichita. We had a big guy, Gagnon. He played in Manchester. He played in Nottingham too. So it was kind of the same thing, the same situation. Every time me and Charlie, we went for a little battle with a bigger guy every time Gagnon came in. And so that's nice. When you're a small guy, you have some biggest guy on your team. It's always nice. You can do some things that you're not allowed to when you don't have those guys. So
I could only imagine yourself if you were in last year's team with Charlie and that, and having Kyle Haas behind you. That there could have been a lot more incidents on the ice if that was the case. But yeah, so you had another kind of year at ECHL with Brampton before coming to the Stars. At that point, were you, how did, obviously coming to the Stars would have been through Nic, but how did you first get in with Nic as your agent, and then how did the move to the Stars come about?
I had a tough season in Brampton. I didn't play a lot, and you know, sometimes you just need a little change, and that's what happened. I think after Christmas, Nic just called me, and I basically I know him. I know Nic since I'm young. My father played a little bit hockey with him, and he played midget triple A in my hometown. So
Okay.
already I knew Nic, and when he calls me, and after Christmas, we were just talking about life, and after the tough time, um, I was like, I just need a small change. I don't care what it is. I just need something that maybe gonna start my season on a good note, and I changed for Nic. Since that, I'm really happy. I can talk to him every day.
Yeah.
Every time something's went wrong or whatever, I call Nic, and um, I think that's the biggest change in my life. And right now, like I said, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Good.
I think that's the thing with Rio was like my dad says, he was the ultimate professional, but he was, you know, he was still quite young when he signed for the Stars, but he felt like the dad of the team anyway. He felt like the family guy of the team. You know, Carol Ann and the kid was here, and obviously went on to have another child and stuff. And it was just like he was there to nurture everyone, and he was the guy that everyone went to, the cool,
Yeah,
like the calm, level-headed guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally, I could totally understand that. But you know, your time in Dundee came. It was a relatively kind of up and down season. But you know, how did you feel? You know, one from a personal point of view, how did you feel your season went, and you know about the team and stuff?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was one of the best season I had with all the people in the room and all the organization or whatever. They
Yeah.
I really felt for once that they were my family almost. Every day off, we were at least 5 or 6 guys together. We went for golf. We went for every activities,
Mhm.
and that's what I wanted that time of my career. I think
Yeah.
I move overseas a little bit younger, but that's what I wanted, and I mean, like I said, all the guys in the room were great to me, and I think that's why I had so much fun to play in Dundee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
We on you go. You go.
I was going to say, you know, you say you had that kind of family, you felt like it was a family and stuff, and I think if that's one thing that I think nearly every player says about
Yeah,
Dundee, you know, you've the with it being such a family club, you know, it's owned by the wards, and the
yeah,
wards are all close, and the wards are close with the team, the wards are close with Pash, obviously now uh, Jeff Mason, you know, it's that kind of closeness which keeps it together, and obviously fans, you
yeah,
know, the fans are all close as well, and they try to be as close to the team as possible.
yeah, exactly. Like I said to everybody, when you go there, it's important to have some good results about hockey, but outside of hockey, I think all the
Hmm.
fans are great. They're still talking to me when Nic posts something about hockey. They always comment or whatever. So that's why I think Dundee it's more like a family club. It's
Yeah,
more like everybody's gonna be with you when it goes wrong or whatever. They're gonna be there for you, and
Yeah.
it's kind of sucked that we were not able to finish the season we had, and the COVID the next season.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
I still have some great memories about Dundee, and like I said, it was one of the best year I had.
Yeah. Because COVID, when COVID came in, that was probably a big disappointment because it just I think it scuppered everybody's plans for that whole year. And I think at that point, I think that was when you'd made the decision probably to go back. I think, did you go back to the ECHL for a bit again? And I take it that was just because of COVID. You had to go and play someplace.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking with Nic, and I didn't want to stay home for all year. When you're a hockey player, you want to play hockey, and that's other option overseas. But with COVID, I didn't want to go somewhere overseas that I'm not able to come back when the COVID is gonna be there. So that's why I make the move to came back to the East Coast, and after the season I had, I'm pretty happy that I did the move. But for sure, if you give me the choice to go back to Dundee or go to the ECHL, I will be back in Dundee for sure. But that's the life, you never know what's gonna happen, and
That's good to hear. So I hope Coach Mason's listening now. Right, that Anthony Beauregard wants to come back to Dundee.
we can always we can always speak to Laval and maybe make a little trade here. We can send a couple of players over that way. So maybe the Comets guys send some Comets guys over for some training camp, and we'll take Bo back. But yeah, like you say, we read it in the press release that you were 100% coming back that COVID season, or the year COVID hit big time, and then obviously it was, you better go and explore other avenues because we're not going to have any kind of professional sports playing at this time. But going back to ECHL, Stars fans tend to follow the fan favourites when they go back to clubs, to other teams. We'll certainly be doing it with Charlie. We've all done it with yourself as well. We've always kept an eye on it. So going to Wichita, big point production season as well. It was great to see. Then on to Switzerland. So how did the move? What was the thought process of going from kind of North America back to Europe?
It was pretty quick. When you want to go overseas, you have to take some early decision, and that's what happened with me. We had maybe 10 games left in the season, and Nic calls me about Switzerland, and I had to make my decision maybe 2 days after. But when you think about it, Switzerland, it's always a place I wanted to play once in my life. With the money and all that stuff, it's pretty good. So it was pretty quick. I didn't look at the AHL contract or whatever when Nic told me about the Switzerland's. I was like, all right, we're gonna take it, and we'll see what's gonna happen. And it's maybe not the season I wanted, but it's a life experience, and I'm happy that I did it.
And again, your points production in Switzerland seemed quite good.
Yeah, maybe not like I wanted, but when you think about it, I played hockey for almost 2 years in a row. I had a month for just relaxing and not thinking about hockey. So maybe that's why I had a season a little bit tougher. But I'm still happy of what I did. But maybe.
It's something that Charlie said as well, is as a hockey player, you want to try and see as much as possible. So obviously for him, he came to Scotland. He's been able to see that. He then just went to Denmark. I think he said his brother has played in various countries in Europe as well. And it's if you come over that once, it's you want to try and see as much as possible. Because as we spoke with Kyle Haas, hockey's not your career forever. You'll get to a point where you need to stop and you need to get another type of professional job. So you want to see as much as possible. You want to try and play as much and as far as possible. But Switzerland going back, next big league again, AHL, Laval. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't wait. After the season this year, I wanted to try another time. I know I'm gonna play at 27 years old next year, so it's kind of my last chance, and be able to play close to my family, friends is gonna be special for sure. My family came in Switzerland this year, and it was the first time they saw me, maybe in 4 years. So
Okay.
it's something that I can't wait. I mean, play in front of my family, my friends, be there for Christmas. It's all those things that make me take that decision. And
Yeah.
as a hockey player, you never know what's gonna happen. And if I'm doing well, I might stay in Laval for all year. So we'll see. We'll see. That's why
Yeah.
I try to train hard during the off season.
It sounds like you're certainly looking forward to it, as you say, because you'll have family and friends closer now than what you've probably ever had, as a professional. That is, to be honest with you. And Laval, yeah. Next step, Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I mean, as a hockey player, you always believe at the NHL, but at the same time, I know I'm getting old, and if it's not in Montreal, I hope I'm gonna stay in Laval for all season. So yeah, I know you like the Senators, but
Anthony, he wants you to go and play for the Senators. Don't do it.
Yeah.
We'll
get the trade to Belleville first.
Like I said, as a hockey player, you never know what's gonna happen, and I just want to take my last chance, and we'll see. We'll see what the future will bring me.
Yeah, and as we say, we'll always have you back in Dundee. There'll always be an open roster spot there.
Definitely.
But yeah, exciting things going to HL. As I said, it's it's the league before the show, and there's not many people we as Dundee fans can say that we've saw one of our guys go on to that level and potentially go on to bigger and better things. So yeah, it was an absolute privilege to watch you play in Dundee. As my dad said, very same style as Charlie. We absolutely loved it. I think all the guys, I think I've said this to every guy that's came on the show recently. It's playing for the logo on the front rather than name on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
and that's what we love to see, and we saw that with yourself, and it was great to watch. So by all means, yeah, if you want to come back, we'll get Jeff on and get him to give Nic a call, and we'll get that sorted.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
So this sounds like this could be the second GoFundMe now. So we've got a GoFundMe for Kyle Haas to come back. We've now got a GoFundMe for Anthony Beauregard to come back.
But yeah, Bo, kind of if you had a message just to give to the Stars fans that are obviously listening in, before it was COVID hit, you couldn't really give them that message before going off. What would you want to kind of say to the guys and the girls that are listening?
I mean, just stay like you were with me. I think every player wants to be liked by the fan, and they were there for me since the first day I came in Dundee. So just stay with the team, and maybe you don't know how it's important for us to have the fans be behind us, and when the arena is full, it's always a pleasure to play in Dundee. So just try to stay with the club, and I know every guys in Dundee is gonna battle hard every night, and that's how the team wants to be created. And like I said, just try to stay humble, stay with the team, and I miss those kind of fun last year a little bit. So exactly like I said, it's just try to stay with the players. The players will like the fans for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I bet you Laval don't have a chant just for you.
no,
They won't.
just Dundee.
But no, yeah, it's one thing we always, the fan base always tries to do is, keep the players going. It was spoken about so many times last season when we were trying to come back from our COVID break. We had to isolate for twice. I think it was nearly 2 weeks we had
Yeah.
the team had to
Yeah.
isolate for. So,
Yeah.
they always said that we literally are that extra skater on the ice for them by giving them the energy and they feed off it. So, yeah, it's good to hear that from kind of past players as well, that it must be true that every Stars team is fed off energy from the crowd. So,
Yeah, for sure.
so fans, you heard it from Mr. Beauregard. Stay loud this season. But yeah, Tony, honestly, thank you so much for coming on. We really wanted to have a chat with yourself after being away for a couple of years and not really getting to say goodbye to the fans. And obviously going to the AHL, we wish you all the best for next season.
Thank you.
Certainly
Thank you,
do.
guys.
We certainly do. Yeah.
Maybe not too much so we can get you back ourselves,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah. I must admit, if you had the choice of going to Montreal or Dundee, I think I'd maybe let you go to Montreal.
I mean, maybe.
But yeah,
But no.
I could only reiterate what Junior said, Anthony. It was a pleasure seeing you playing in Dundee. The logo on the front meant a lot more to you than the name on the back. And we really, really hope that you get there. We really do. We'll certainly be watching what goes on with Laval. And yeah, you might be 27, but you've still got it, and you might still get there.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So that's it, folks. That's this week's episode. A short and sweet one this week. It's gonna be extended next week when Senior's friend from the Sheffield Steelers comes on. Who'd have thought that? But yeah. Again, thanks to Tony for coming on the show. Thanks everyone for continuing to listen, and we will see you all next week.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.